Episode 1: Awakening to Cosmic Consciousness. In this first episode, we explore one of the most central and transformative ideas found in all spiritual and philosophical traditions: cosmic consciousness. It is a state in which the individual no longer experiences themselves as separate from the world, but as a living part of a greater, intelligent whole, often referred to as the universe, the source, or the eternal consciousness. But what is cosmic consciousness really? Why have mystics, poets, philosophers, and yogis pursued this state for thousands of years? And how does it relate to our modern existence, to you, to me, to all of us? That is what we will now dive into. What is cosmic consciousness? The term cosmic consciousness was popularized by the Canadian psychiatrist Richard Maurice Bucke in the early 1900s. In his book Cosmic Consciousness, he describes this state as a kind of spiritual awakening in which a person not only thinks or feels connected to the universe, but knows it with their entire being. According to Bucke, this state includes a direct, non-conceptual insight into the unity of all things, a powerful sense of love and compassion toward all life, a disappearance of the ego's dominance, an experience where time and space lose meaning or vanish altogether, a deep sense that everything is intelligent and purposeful, that the universe has a soul. This kind of consciousness is not tied to any one religion, and it's not an intellectual concept. It's an existential shift in perception, a deeply felt inner knowing that often arises through deep meditation, spiritual breakthroughs, near-death experiences, or sometimes spontaneously through crisis or ecstasy. Philosophical background: consciousness as the foundation. In Western philosophy, consciousness has long been seen as a product of the brain, something that arises from matter. But in Eastern and mystical traditions, the view is the opposite. Consciousness is not a product of the world. The world is a product of consciousness. This perspective is often called idealism or panpsychism, and it implies that the universe is not a dead machine, but a living, self-aware field where everything is interconnected. The human being is not an isolated speck in space, but an expression of this infinite intelligence, just as a wave is an expression of the ocean. Mystics such as Plotinus, Meister Eckhart, Jalal al-Din Rumi, Ramana Maharshi, and modern spiritual teachers like Eckhart Tolle and Mooji all describe consciousness as the true self, that which remains when thought, emotion, and identity fall silent. The path to experience: the role of meditation. Reading about cosmic consciousness is one thing. Experiencing it is something entirely different. The primary path to this experience across all traditions has been deep meditation. When we meditate long enough, not just minutes, but in sustained, focused states, our inner reality begins to shift. Thoughts quiet down, breath deepens, the ego starts to dissolve, and behind it all appears a living stillness. It is in this state that people often describe a sensation that the boundary between self and world disappears, an experience of timelessness, a sudden insight. I am not this body. I am awareness itself, an inexplicable but total love for all that exists. It's as though one awakens from a dream where they believe themselves to be a small being lost in a chaotic universe, and realizes they were the universe itself in disguise all along. Everyone is chosen, but not everyone chooses themselves. A central message in this series is that there are no chosen ones, in the sense that some people are better, more special, or more favored by the cosmos. Everyone is potentially chosen, but only those who choose themselves step into that role. What does this mean? To be chosen in a spiritual sense does not mean being selected by some external divine force. It means you have awakened your own will to awaken, that you have responded to the inner calling that has always been there, often whispered in silence, in longing, or in crisis. It is through high meditation, conscious presence, and a consistent search for truth, not through intellect, but through being, that a person transforms from a seeker into a living bridge between heaven and earth. And this choice is available to everyone. It requires no money, status, education, or belief system. It requires only the willingness to see clearly. The experience of unity. You are not in the universe. The universe is in you. When we awaken to cosmic consciousness, our self-image is radically reversed. We realize that we are not a small being inside a vast universe. We are the awareness through which the universe becomes aware of itself. This is not poetry. It is a direct experience reported by thousands of people around the world. It is often described through metaphors. You are not a wave struggling on the surface. You are the ocean itself. You are not a lamp searching for light. You are the source of the light. You are not separate from others. Every encounter is a meeting with yourself in another form. From this follows not just a feeling of inner peace, but also compassion, responsibility, and wisdom. For if all is one, how could I harm another without harming myself? Practical guidance. How can you approach this state? Daily meditation, not as a task, but as presence. Begin in silence. Follow the breath. Let go of goals. Let being be enough. Self-observation. Become aware of your thought patterns, emotions, reactions. Observe them. Don't judge them. You are the one who sees, not what passes. Philosophical reflection. Read texts that open the inner eye. Advaita Vedanta, Taoism, Zen, Christian mysticism, Sufism. Let their wisdom sink in slowly. Intuitive listening. Trust the inner whispers that keep returning. The feeling that something is true even if you can't explain it. That is not fantasy. It is your soul remembering. Live in the question. Instead of seeking quick answers, live with open-ended questions. Who am I? What is this moment? What is consciousness? Let these questions bloom within you in stillness. Final insight. The first gate is open. In this first episode, we have explored the nature of cosmic consciousness, what it is, how it can be experienced, and why it is relevant to your spiritual journey. We've seen that this state is not reserved for mystics, but available to anyone who chooses to walk the inner path. You are already conscious, but are you conscious of being conscious? If the answer is yes, then you've already taken the first step. You now stand at the gate that leads into a deeper knowing that you do not merely live in the universe lives in you. It is no coincidence you are hearing this now. Perhaps this is your inner calling. Perhaps this is the moment where you choose yourself and step into your role as one of the chosen. See you in the next episode.